Hello, this is Lorena, and I'm back with another Duels video. I'm going to try some more duels and see what happens, because in the last video there were some potential connection issues implied, and I couldn't tell for sure if I was the one being spoken to. But after a while, I decided that I had to ask if I was, and I was. Now, obviously, this means one of two things. I was the one being spoken to because I'm the only one still awake. Or two, my sister is not here, so obviously, by default, I would be the one that's still online and no one else. But I don't know either. I don't know. Obviously, I'm still on the internet. I don't know why it would be assumed that I'm on the internet just because well, you know, I do have moments where my internet goes down and no one else's does. Now, what I'm thinking when it comes to what my dad just said, it's my internet could go down at any point. And that's what this video is going to be about. How long can I duel before the internet goes down? And now, if this video reaches a certain length, then I'm going to assume the internet is not going down. But I do need to keep in mind that it could. And that's what I'm going to, and what does this mean? Well, if the internet goes down, the video ends abruptly. That's it. If I get disconnected, no further conversation. The video just ends. No matter what, it's over. No context. The video just ends. And that could be at any point. Also, it may never happen, so there is that as well. I am considering that possibility. I should probably create a proper deck. Oh, I see. It's this deck. I see. And this deck has kicked my ass plenty of times. You know, I'm not really sure why I didn't think I was the one being spoken to. Because my brother moved out. So my dad couldn't ask my brother that question because he's not here anymore. I also don't know if my brother has moved out permanently or just temporarily. He's moved out temporarily in the past, but at this time, it's probably permanent. I mean, he can come back if he wants to. I mean, he's still able to visit. Okay. Well, this is a very bad sign for me as far as the future of this duel goes. It looks like my opponent wins by default. So even with connection issues, I would probably be able to know that the duel would have ended with my defeat anyway. Now I have a lot of stimulation going on in terms of energy. If you guys don't know what that means that I have to breathe in deeper. It's sort of like I need to breathe in and breathe out. I have to focus more on my breathing when things like this happen. And it's generally not a measurable experience, actually, when I have to do this, but since I'm recording, that's not exactly good when it comes to commentary. But I must be honest, I should probably do more breath work. Yeah, I should probably do more breath work. I am of the spiritual variety. Although you guys should know that. I mean, I haven't really hidden that. I am not hiding anything. Well, I am hiding some things, but those are the same things everyone else is hiding. It's everything that everyone else is hiding as well, so, we're on equal footing when it comes to what I'm hiding and what you're not telling me. We are on equal terms. But now I have lost this duel, and I'm okay with that. But also, there's a card in defense position. Okay, there's a card in defense position. What do I do with this? Well, I'm losing, so obviously the obvious. Hold on, I have to activate this. And now, there's no reason to do anything except draw one card. So I drew one card, but it doesn't matter, I lost. Yeah, sometimes I experience a lot of intense energy moving through my body. And it pushes me into having to breathe in and out more deeply. Basically, I do breath work when this happens. The kinds of things that I've experienced can make other people uncomfortable. But for some reason, I haven't been as uncomfortable. Now, am I somewhat concerned about what I'm experiencing? Oh, yes, I am, but, I think that's more because I don't know. It's definitely not because I can't handle it, it's more like, well, like, am I ready for this? Yeah. I've got a lot of, spiritual stuff going on with me at any given time. And right now is no exception to that. I think a card wants to be used. What? Are cards trying to... Seriously? God, listen, I'm not trying to be insane, okay? This is just the kind of... This is just the spiritual sense, I guess. Okay. Okay, well, there are some issues going on, and I expect they're on my end instead of my opponent's. But my dad hasn't come back in here, so maybe it was just his computer. Maybe it was. However, I am going to be keeping an eye on things as far as that goes. Like, if I hear him come back in and saying anything else, then I'm going to answer back. Okay. I activate a skill. I have to draw a card. Because my hand sucks. Yeah, my hand sucks. Like, I'm not hiding anything. Although I kind of wish that I had something up my sleeve, but I don't. You know, maybe I should, you know, I have an idea. Oh god, guys, I have an idea. Everyone has to get life, everyone has to, Okay, you know what? Whatever I was going to say, it's not funny, so, I'm not going to bother trying to think about it. Okay. I know this deck is kicking my ass, but I'm going to get my way out of this. Yes, that's right. I'm getting my way out of this. It's going to be awesome and it's going to be epic. That's right. It's going to be epic. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be amazing. You know what I should be doing when my opponent takes battle damage from my cards? I attack their monsters because they get the damage and I don't. But it's pretty predictable what I'm thinking, I'm sure. But I'm going to make some modifications to one of my decks. Obviously, it will be made to one of the decks that I have. Because, I mean in this world, because I can't be anyone but a 5D's character. Which, as I said before, makes sense. Now, did I actually want it to be restricted to 5D's world? Not exactly, but, you know, it happens, it happens. Also, it makes more sense. Though, spoiler, there is a reason I keep slipping up with the different worlds. Like, there is a reason I kept accidentally calling 5D's world Synchro Dimension. That is because there are different dimensions in Arc 5. And that explains the Silvio scene. That's a reference to when he was in the Synchro Dimension in Arc 5. I lost, but I have an idea. Now everyone is panicking because I suddenly have an idea. Not all of my ideas are good ideas. But, I mean, when I have an idea, I like to see it through. I like to see if it's a good idea. And I hope, in all cases, that it is. But usually, most of my ideas are just bad. I mean, not all your ideas can be good ideas, right? Not all of them can be good. Okay, I go to the deck editor, and as I said, I have an idea. And that's right, I have an idea. Everyone gets to learn about it. Everyone. Okay, so I'm going to take a card out of my deck. I'm done for Lightsworn strategy for right now. I'm going to use a different strategy. This is the kind of strategy that Okay, I already made the changes. Maybe you guys already saw them. Well, I'm going to take off this card. And I'm going to put in another Yubel. And I'm going to put in another Yubel. Let me game. Obviously, I'm just not doing things correctly, so that's the reason for a lot of things. But seriously. Okay, so I've got another Yubel. Whenever I summon Yubel, I should be attacking my opponent with them. Man, it still drives me crazy that you know, I'm copying this deck to another deck. Doc, you have a free deck slot, right? I played you long enough today, right? I mean, you definitely should have one. That is the dumbest logic that is some of the dumbest logic I've ever used. Okay. Okay, well, light sworns, vampires, and this is what exactly? I'm not attached to this. Yeah, that's right. I'm not attached to it, so I'm just gonna save over this one. Okay, change your active deck. Change your active character. Yes. So turns out I'm back to being Jack, and there's a reason why I am. It is because he's the better. I mean, I think his deck synergize. I think his skills synergize more with Jack than with Carly. Heavy starter. Why would I want, I don't know. Okay. Draw a random fire attribute monster. Do I have any of those? Like, let me look. Yeah, let me look. Wind, and these are all dark, right? Yeah, pretty much guessed. Okay, so this is wind, light, earth, water, light, earth, dark, light, fire is the only attribute I don't have. Interesting. I'm taking this. Okay, actually I can keep that in. Alright. You want to see how this goes? I'm gonna take this card out. And I'm gonna put in this card. The Power of the Guardians. I'm going to put a third one in the deck. Okay, Power of the Guardians. By the end of this, everyone is going to hate going against this kind of deck. But this deck isn't going to be nerfed because it's going to lose a lot. So there will be no nerfing. Yeah, there will be no nerfing because this deck isn't good enough to win too much. Alright, so I'm back. I changed my deck again. Yes, that's right, again. Let's Tarot Duel. Let's do it! And by the way, since sometimes I will have to breathe heavily, I might end up going through certain moments where I'm not talking. I might even go a minute or two without talking. This is what, oh god. Well, I'm not surprised. There's an Earthbound Immortal Duel Runner, okay? It's not surprising that my opponent would... It's not surprising that someone would take advantage of that. Now, what I do hate is the fact that my opponent is clearly taking advantage of that. And I'm going to hate what he does. But, let's see what he does. Let's see how much suffering I'm going to be dealt. And let's remember, I cannot target Earthbound Immortals for an attack. So if my opponent is able to successfully summon one, that is hilarious. That is hilarious. The image of Rex Goodwin using Fortune Ladies. That is... Well, that image... Oh my god. Oh my god. Uses Fortune Fairy. Yeah, I had to say it. I'm sorry, my opponent. I can be more respectful, but I think it's funny because the image you put in my head. Not necessarily, but I'm still worried that there's an Earthbound Immortal to be summoned. In fact, why wouldn't there be an Earthbound Immortal to be summoned? It would confuse the hell out of me. Like, why wouldn't you just use Carlin instead? Like, obviously, that's because you're using Rex's Earthbound Immortal instead. And why would my opponent be using Rex's Earthbound Immortal instead? Well, I think that's... Well, to be honest, I'm pretty sure it's a good one, but I forgot what his Earthbound Immortal is. I just remember that it was, I just remember all Earthbound Immortals terrify the hell out of me. And now there is no field spell, so, okay. Yeah, today it definitely seems like the breathing is real. But my opponent is not safe from me. My opponent is never safe. Ever. And that's right, I said ever. He is not ever safe. But I'm roasting Rex, not my opponent. My opponent is only playing Rex. He is not Rex himself, so he's not the person I'm roasting. I would never roast a character. I mean, I would never roast a person unless they ask me to roast them. But if someone wants to be roasted, I need to know enough information to actually do it. Oh, like, I can't just have someone randomly ask me to roast them if I don't know shit. I need to know something about you if you want to be roasted. Okay, that was awful. That's so bad. You can target. Okay, I'll tell you why you can target. Okay. This isn't something I would advise normal people do, but I'm doing it because that's the only monster I have. And I just. Okay, this is dumb. Yes, this is dumb. I can't believe I'm doing this. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it, guys. I'm doing this. I'm going to kick some ass. Okay. Attacking my opponent's card and seeing what happens. Yes. Yes, I assume that one was stronger, so, I attacked that one. That's great. That's amazing. Okay, I end my turn. And now all he really needs to do is summon an Earthbound Immortal, have it attack my card, and then I cease to be a threat. Although you could also just do back row removal. There's that too. Or he could use Dimensional Prison. He could use Sakura to Armor. He could use any card that can get rid of this monster. You know, he could use Lightning. What did he use? Although, while I was talking about him getting rid of my monster, that's actually... Dude, I was talking about him getting rid of my monster in the many ways he could... And the many ways he could do it. And, he got rid of my monster. Yeah. I was not trying to see into the future or anything. I was also not trying to think about my opponent's actual strategies or plans. But, you know, when it comes to this game, you do get a sense for what your opponent could do in response to what you have on the field. Okay. I'm doing my best. I've got to win 2 Turbo Duels. Okay. I just need to take a break here for a second. I'm just doing a bit of breathing here. Now, I'm sure many people, if they watch my videos, they could piece together what I'm actually dealing with, but I'm not saying it by name. And I can actually bring in an argument that maybe I shouldn't because there'd be heavy backlash or something. I don't know. Anyhow, I'm going to have to educate myself in the future. I should really be educating myself right now, but what I'm going through is, well, it could be worse. Yeah, it could be worse. And I actually suspect that what I'm dealing with right now, the kind of activity in my body, I feel like that has probably been going on from a higher level for quite some time now. And it has probably been influencing me on the physical plane for a similarly lengthy period of time. So what this means is the impact on my life was likely, it was like this for a while. Now when I breathe like this, I sometimes get an increase in energy up inside of my brain. Well, honestly, what happens is I think my brain interprets it as a pleasurable thing. So it's like, I like this, keep doing it. And then it's like, oh god. Although I know that most people generally identify themselves by their brains, I honestly treat my brain as a separate entity sometimes. Okay. I'm going to summon this card. My opponent is going to destroy it with a monster that is much stronger than this one. Now it could be any stronger monster, but it doesn't require tributes. Putting that in attack position is asking for trouble. I'm just going to tell you that right now. But if he was going to put anything in defense position, this discourages him from doing that. Okay, he's fusion summoning. Well, I mean, I fusion summon too. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do fusion summon as well, but, no. No, we do not play this game here. And people are asking, what are you talking about? Well, we do not kick my ass. If you want my ass to be kicked, you have to earn it. I don't lose on purpose, except if there's an emergency. And there was one earlier. I had to go to the bathroom, which was bad. Bad timing. But I'm glad that I think I would have lost that though anyway. Yeah, I don't think surrendering changed. Oh god. My opponent activates. Oh god. I can't do anything against an Earthbound Immortal. But you know what I can do. A general effect can apply to any monster. So let's suppose, you know what, this is so stupid. It's just called Earthbound, right? It's not necessarily an Earthbound Immortal. Okay, never mind. Yes, that is an Earthbound Immortal. Yes, that is it, yeah. Alright, well, I activate a skill. Well, what do I do with this, honestly? Okay, this is getting to the point where I should be very careful. I just realized that is very stupid. Dude, why did I choose to do this? My opponent is like, what the? Is my opponent dumb? I'm assuming that my opponent is asking for legitimate questions here. Am I dumb? Well, sometimes I make dumb decisions, and that's definitely one of them. Okay, my opponent must be summoning an Earthbound Immortal. Wait a minute, what? No. He is not necessarily summoning an Earthbound Immortal just because he has less life points now. He could be summoning anything else, you know? Oh, I see. I see what your game is. I bet you're summoning a monster that can do piercing damage, aren't you? Well, that's definitely clever if you're actually doing that. But you would actually have to be doing that first, because I have not been reading these cards. I special summon a monster. You fusion summon again. That must be the monster I sent you. No. Okay, well, my demise has been. It has been prophesized for millennia. 10 millennia, in fact. After my demise, I will later be reborn as one of the most epic duelists of all time. But it will not be for another countless millennia before that occurs, and the prophecy continues on a different planet. Oh my god, should I come up with this word? Okay, well, I lost that. I lost again. I lost again, yes, that's right. Well, that's what I get, you know? If I use a dumb tech, then I lose. I can't be too mad about that, can I? I mean, I could, but that would be awfully petty. To be honest, sometimes I am petty, but who's going first? I was not paying attention to the announcer. Okay. My opponent's going first. I see. Let's see if things end the way they usually do. But my opponent had an Earthbound Immortal field spell, and I did not see it the entire duel. Okay. Well, let me look at this. Okay, so front controls monster. Okay. Well, I am not sure what to do, but I'm going to attack her card. You know, I could have been more brutal. For some reason, I chose not to be. I chose not to be for some reason. I should be as brutal as possible in these duels. As brutal as possible, but it's too late now. My opponent might actually be able to do something now. So it's too late for me to get a good win. I should learn when I should make certain moves. Obviously, if I lose, that is indeed my fault. It is not always RNG. Okay, no. Okay, I'm going to activate this effect. I'm going to, Neos and, this card right here. I am being brutal today, guys. Now let's have some fun. That's right, let's have some fun. My opponent is probably like, oh my god. I'm almost tempted to say that my opponent definitely bricked. Definitely bricked. Okay. I'm attacking! I'm attacking! Oh great, I won that. Okay, well, it's about time I get a win. Yeah, it's about time I got a win. But I am definitely very persistent. And that's why I can accomplish wild things, like writing 50,000 words in 30 days, or writing 250,000 words within a single year. Because I'm very stubborn. No, I am not going to try writing to 250,000 words again for any other world. For any other year. That's a one-time thing. I've learned my lesson. I will not do that again. Although, depending on what happens, it could happen another year. Yeah, there could be a year when it happens again. Oh, like, imagine that it happens during the month of November alone. I think that would be very insane, very wild, and, it would be terrifying to wield. It would be terrifying to wield that power. And also, I would actually like to say that I would never be able to pull that off. Because I would have to do a lot to pull it off just in a single month. And just based on how I was doing last year, I can safely say that I would need a lot longer than just a month to write 2,000, 50,000 words. But quality over quantity. Unless you are building a habit, in which case you probably need practice. Okay, I've done 500 PvP duels. I have come a long way. Yeah, yes indeed, I've come a long way. Now, as a reminder, sometimes I might need to take a short break from talking, just to do some breathing, because my body is dealing with some very intense energies. And a good way of dealing with these very intense energies is through breathwork. Breathwork is very, very important when dealing with something that's very intense like this. It's also very important in general. But definitely very important. You know, sometimes I really like when I'm doing someone that isn't music. Oh, I am coming up. I'm first. Obviously, that is because I am the king and I summoned the first turn with my coolness. Wow. Give me a second. I'm going to wait. I want to see what my opponent does. But that's why I'm not using those cards. But imagine if I equipped those to the same monster. I should probably use different monsters if I choose to use those cards. Equip them to different monsters. Make multiple monsters a pain in the ass to defeat. It would be amazing. Alright. So, what are you going to summon now? That is a brutal attack. Can it be destroyed by card effects? Dude, this isn't... well, that's... Okay. And when you don't want 3 copies of a single card in your hand. I think my opponent's biggest card in their deck can take me out, so I'm pretty much doomed here. But I'm okay with that. Just as long as I can just win a different duel. I mean, losing doesn't bother me as much as I make it sound like it bothers me. Like when trying to unlock characters, yeah. When trying to win a certain amount of time, sure. But generally, only if I'm on a massive losing streak do I care. And if I'm on a massive losing streak, I'm probably going to be trying different strategies to see what works better. You know, just thinking about just thinking about the reason I lost. Because it's not always RNG's fault. Now, sometimes it is, but not always. Okay, checking the rewards. A master grade unlocked. Okay, on October 15th. I see. So I can only get up to elite. I can only get up to elite 1. Well, that's fine. That's fine. It doesn't stop me from doing more turbo duels. I can do as many turbo duels as I want. However, I'm actually very interested in how this deck would do in a normal rank duel. I mean, actually not this deck, just, well, obviously this is a modified deck of the Elemental Hero deck that Jaden gave to someone that, yeah. But I'm interested in how that would go in an actual duel. Yeah. Okay. We'll see how this goes. Okay, we'll see who has the final. We'll see who deals the final attack. Who's going to deal that last final Who's going to deal that finishing blow? Who's going to do it? You better watch out because it could be me. Okay. A chain. Wow. Okay, this is... Never mind, it's probably not going to be me that wins. So, although I could entertain the possibility. Yes, that's right, I could entertain the possibility. Alright, this is just turn 1. I must remember what I am doing today. Is he actually able to disable? Is he able to do something to negate this? Alright, well that sucks. I mean, if it's negated. Dude, wait a minute, what? Dude, you're synchro summoning on my turn. Oh god. It took me forever to summon this card, and my opponents are doing it like it's no problem at all. The difference between a veteran and someone like me that may have been a veteran if I kept playing the game. Okay, well, to be fair, my opponent does not know that I have a certain card in my hand. Acts of Despair. Which will give my card more attack than his monster. I think it can be destroyed by battle, but it might gain attack. What is it? When a card is activated, that would be... Oh. When a card or effect Well, this is not in effect. This is by battle, so does it still? I see. All right then, I end my turn. That is very disturbing, I must say. Very disturbing. Yeah, I'm going to have a tough time here. Okay. Oh, I see what is going on here. That is the obvious move to make. Decrease my card's attack so it can be destroyed. And then take me out. Great. And now as obvious as that may be, I'm not even going to bother trying to win at this point. You know what? Yes. That doesn't mean anything. It still goes to the graveyard. But I wanted to use its effect, so, yeah. Okay. It can attack again. Yeah, that... I should get good. But right now is not the time. I don't have the cards to back up the get good mentality. I mean, yes, in many cases, get better at playing what you're playing. But I have to leave new player status first. Or then again, I suppose we could debate if I'm new, considering I finished 3 events. I have 3 event titles. I have 3 event titles, and I got the first one because I wanted to know so badly what it was going to give me. And I was like, it could be a title, actually. And I was like, if it is a title, then I want it, and it was a title. Alright, let's go. Let's see if you have what it takes to defeat me. It's my turn, and judging from the cards in my hand, I would say you do have the ability to defeat me. Quite easily, judging from how I've drawn, so, good luck, have fun. I'll be trying to win as usual, but, you know, I'm not going to cry a river if I lose. I mean, it looks like my opening hand is not that great at all. So I just looked at it and I'm like, yeah, I can kick my ass rather easily, actually. Although I'm surprised that's the worst I got. Should I do this? No. Avoid temptation. Right now is not the time. Right now is not the time. Well, he could have started dragon. And why did I see the number 4 as the number 13? There is no explanation for that. Okay. Now I assume when I see things incorrectly, it's because I wasn't directly looking at them. Although sometimes I actually do have to ask questions like, what is my brain doing? What is it thinking about? Like, seriously, this is weird. Well, I've lost. My demise has been foreshadowed by it has been foreshadowed for countless duels now. Now is the time. Well, I still got life points. But here's the problem. Sure, I've got life points, but am I going to be able to summon a monster that can help me do anything? Oh, I see. Oh, well, I know you aren't going to see this card outside of my graveyard, but, yeah. I summon this card right here. This card that everyone knows. That everyone, especially if someone's watched DX. Okay, I activate a skill that will increase my life. Will increase my attack by 1,000. Okay, and I attack you directly. Alright, I end my turn. My opponent could still turn this around. I'm not going to act like I've just almost won. Let's taste of my own medicine, I say. How nice, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed seeing that. But obviously, I had a card that could keep my card on the field, even if it was about to be destroyed. Although the effect only works once. So my opponent put something face down on the field. And I hope it's not Man-Eater Bug. Okay. I see. I will not use a skill. Though I probably should have at least drawn a card. Oof. That just reduced my opponent's attack. Didn't it? Oh, it switched the original defense and attack. That could be bad. Yeah, I mean, it could be bad. Also, what are you doing? Is he... I see. I am not familiar with all the speed skills. And so I assume I was confused because of that. Yeah, because I didn't look at all of them. Okay, I'm waiting for it to be my turn. If I get another turn. But I think I will. I think I will, judging by how things look. No, I have another next turn. Well, that's to be debated. Okay. I draw. Okay, and I use a skill called draw. Yeah, I'm going to draw a card. Oh. Okay, well, I'm going to attack this card right here. Okay, and I activate this. Okay. Hi, in my turn. This is great. This is amazing. Like, seriously, it is amazing. But I don't understand the laws of physics of 5Ds. Because if you try to do it if you try to do a turbo duel in this world, you would get your ass wrecked. But I don't know, there'd be some people out there that would try it just for the sake of it. Okay, let's begin. Okay. Interesting. I see. That's face out. Oh, this could be bad. Okay, it could be, but well, that's definitely a mistake that I've made. So, it should be no surprise to me that I'm not the only player in the game that can make that mistake. I mean, I've definitely done it. So, obviously other people can do it too. Okay. I won. I have 58 victories. Do I want to proceed from here? I may as well proceed. You know, elite sounds very weird to me. Like, when I look at it, I'm just like, is that actually... I'm not anything. I'm not elite anything. Well, maybe I'm elite boredom. Yeah, the elite of the boredom people. Boredom people, right. Well, it is easy for me to get bored, so it wouldn't be too surprising if I ended up with if I ended up being an elite at that. Although it's certainly nothing to be proud of. Well, I will continue. Oh, I have to do something real quick. My phone needs to charge, but I'm having trouble getting. I was using it the wrong way. Okay, so Messenger. Guys, I think I'm going to end the video right here because it's almost an hour long. So this is around the general milestone where I like to end my videos. Somewhere around an hour and a half. Sometimes I end them before an hour, but it really depends. So guys, that'll wrap it up for this video, and I'll come back later. I should probably take a break. Yeah, I don't need to keep recording. I can do turbo duels outside of recording as well. So, see you guys later. I'll be back soon.